What's up, guys? Anthony here. Before you watch the video, just keep in mind that I use the words shift control module. It is not the shift control module that we're fixing or reprogramming, it's the transfer case module. So yeah, in the video you'll see me using these words, but yeah, let's clear it up. It's the transfer case module, which is behind the battery right there. Shift control module is a completely different thing. Unfortunately, that's what I thought it was called, but I'm talking about the transfer case module. So there was a little bit of mix-up at the Land Rover dealership, but on the way home, I watched another video and I seen them and they're using the words transfer case module. So I called them up, clarified that, and now it looks like we're on the same page. And that's why they quoted me so high at $1,300, as you'll see in the video. But for the installation, actually $1,300, but you'll see that yeah, definitely not $1,300. So I was like, it doesn't make sense. Well, just watch the video, guys. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Anthony right here, back at you with another car video. This is my wife's 2007 Range Rover Sport HSE. It's got the 24-inch rims. She loves this car. I actually got a good deal on it. I paid $2,000 for it. Passed smog the next day. Paint is pretty clean for the year. Little scratches here and there, but nothing too major. Driver's side. Yeah, I seen this thing on Facebook. He wanted, I think it was like 20 or 3,000, something like that. Just lowballed him just for the heck of it. Wasn't even in the market for a car. But at the moment, my wife was driving the Land Rover, and she hates that car. Even though I love that car, she hates it. Just, it's not a good car either if you have kids, especially little kids. There's really no AC vents in the back, so it really does get hot in there in the summer. We tried putting the ceramic tint on there. It helped, but you know, not much. But yeah, so this popped up. I lowballed him. He accepted my offer. I closed up my furniture store, drove out there. I'm in Modesto. It was in Riverbank, and yeah, we acquired it for 2 G's. Only thing though, which he did put it in the description, is that it goes into limp mode after it reaches 3rd gear. It'll kind of like lose like gas, like when you rev it, it'll just go up like you're in neutral, then it'll shift, jerk, and then it'll throw you into limp mode. And when it goes into limp mode, you're not able to use your controls, like your off-road controls or anything like that, and you're not also not able to raise the front and the rear airbags. So you have to make sure you raise it before it goes into limp mode. Otherwise, with these 24s, I'll be scraping. So yeah, did a little bit of research on YouTube, and I found out that this little box right here, this is a shift control module. This is OEM. I got it off eBay. A lot of times these get corroded in the little connectors right there, and yeah, it's a pretty common issue is what I've seen. A lot of people have been having the same issue. The thing is they put it right behind the battery, underneath, and like kind of in this spot, so where it's at, rain drips on it or whatever, and it gets corroded or dirty. So I didn't even look at it. I just bought one. It was $160, and hopefully that's the problem, guys. So this video is to be fixed or not fixed. What do you guys think? So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what it does. So if your Range Rover does this, look into getting this box right here. I'm not saying this is gonna fix the problem, but it's a start, and it's cheap. It's only $160, but you do have to take it in and get it programmed. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Outside the gate right here, I have my truck and a trailer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive it. I'm gonna show you guys what it does, and then I'm gonna load it up on the trailer. I'm gonna take off tomorrow to Livermore, California. It's about an hour drive, and we're gonna drop it off at Range Rover, Land Rover and Jaguar in Livermore, and hopefully they can get this fixed. They said it's a common issue, so hopefully they know what they're doing. So yeah, the thing is though, is I'm gonna have to install this box. It's before. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drive it up on the trailer because I don't know if it's gonna drive if I install this box because it's not programmed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive it up on the trailer. I'm gonna pop the hood, open it up right there, and take a look at where this is at. If it's in a nice spot where I can just get to it, I'm gonna leave everything loose, and I'll put this box on when I get to Livermore at the Land Rover to drop it off, because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to drive it off the ramp, or off the you know what I'm talking about, off the trailer. So we'll see what we're gonna do, but right now I'm gonna show you what it does. All right, so we're in the car, fired right up, no issues on that. Check engine light is on, but obviously it's because of this, because it did pass smog. The guy was able to take off the check engine light, and the monitors were still set, so it passed smog, it was done. So I'm gonna show you guys. See how there's no lights on right now, right here, and no lights here. So I'm able to use my up and down on the airbags, and I can even shift it into different see, modes: grass mode, mud, sand, rock crawl. So yeah, so the modes are accessible right now, you see what I mean? And I can even lower it or higher it. So right now we're in standard mode, and then I can go higher and it raises it up. So we're good on that right now. Just to show you guys, if your car does this, then look into, let me turn this AC off. Look into what I'm talking about and what I'm gonna fix, hopefully. All right, guys, so we're gonna pull out right now. I'm gonna make a left. I'm gonna show you guys what it does before it kicks into limp mode. So like I said, if your car does this, look into the shift control modular, you know. See, first gear is good, second gear, it picks up speed too, you know, but then as you can see, boom, it just shifted. Now if I try to rev it, if I try to gas it, see how it doesn't catch, then it tells me transmission fault, limited gears available, and then now it's in limp mode. So now when we take off, it's gonna take off in third gear, hence the slowness of it. And also you see this light just turned on, that means I'm not able to raise or lower it. And so now I'm gassing it, guys. I'm gassing it all the way down. So that's how slow it takes off. And once you pick up speed, you know, you can, it'll pick up, you know, it'll go 60. Well, I haven't went over 60, but you know, it'll go once you're driving. But when it's in limp mode, it just takes time to get up to speed. You can't, like, you know, you can't floor it. If you floor it, it's gonna be the same speed whether you're flooring it or not flooring it. So that's limp mode basically. Yeah, so when I test drove it, when I went to go buy the car, I'm like, it still drives. So I'm like, you know, my wife just learned how to drive and she doesn't need to go fast anyways. So, you know, I was fine with the limp mode because it drives fine. And then it, you know, once you turn the car off, you're starting all over again. You gotta wait till it hits third gear. But for now, I mean, we're in limp mode now, so that's limp mode. And you know, everything else is good. My wife is from Morocco. She's not used to these roads and streets, you know, so she needs to drive slow anyway. So limp mode is cool, but for 160 plus 275 to reprogram it, I mean, I guess you can't beat that. Since I got the car for 2,000, might as well just fix it, right? So hopefully this is the issue, guys. Continue watching, you know, and we'll see if this is the issue or not. But for now, I'm gonna turn on this AC because it is hot, even though it is November. It's kind of hot in here. But yeah, guys, the car is clean. Besides, this window switch is broken right here. I already got a new window switch, so we're gonna replace that as well. But other than that, she's fine. A little cracking here on there, but that's pretty common. But the interior is pretty clean for, you know, the year. Something cool, guys, if you don't know, this car has a refrigerator right there. I don't know why she has some perfume in there, but that's a refrigerator, guys. There's a switch right there. You just flip it, and then it'll turn on and keep your drinks cold. Pretty cool. See that? Boom. Refrigerator's on now. And yeah. Another thing also, the power seat on the driver's side doesn't go up or down, so she has to put a pillow behind her. I'm still gonna look into that. I did look into it, and there was like some wiring issues they say that happens on this side of the door, but I tried to rewire it and it's still the same. So also the this right here, when I first got it, it worked. It opened up right that much, and then it stopped, and now it doesn't open or close. So I don't know if a fuse blew or what. I haven't really looked into it, but hopefully it's just like a fuse or something. But like I said, the car for $2,000, you can't beat it. It's nice, it's got style, it's got comfort, it's safe, you know. It's only got 150,000 miles, and it doesn't overheat. Motor idles perfect, beautiful, alhamdulillah. But nice wood grain here. Once this light turns green, I'll show you guys. See, I'm flooring it, but obviously I'm gonna let go of the gas, U-turn. Okay, I'm flooring it, foot's to the floor. It's as fast as it goes in limp mode. But once it picks up speed, like I said, you're able to, you know, you're able to go pretty fast. Let's see how fast I can get it. I don't want to break the law, but yeah, see, once it gets up and goes, it goes. You know, it's just at the light or a stop sign is where, you know, it takes a few seconds to get up and go. But like I said, we're gonna try to get that fixed tomorrow. We're gonna head over to Land Rover in Livermore and see if they can program this box. Unfortunately, we do have to drop off the car because they don't know how long it's gonna take. So we'll have to go back out there and get it, pick it up once it's done. There is a spot here in Modesto locally to me, but they don't guarantee that's gonna work, and they kind of didn't seem like they even knew what the issue, like they weren't familiar with that issue, even though they're a European spot. So I might as well just take it to the dealer. You know, they sounded more confident, and it's actually cheaper, $275. The other guys wanted $380. So yeah, guys, we're gonna load up the trailer. We're gonna reverse it on here because obviously this car is really heavy. We're gonna try to put the motor in the rear or in the middle of the axles. And yep, so continue watching. Alright, got it on the trailer. I don't know how that looked, but we got it raised all the way up, so I'm able to open up the door. First I had to jump through the window, but hopefully we can get this strapped down and we'll be safe. Try to get most of the weight into the back axles. That's why I reversed it, but so here's the location. I removed the battery, just two right here, and there's a little black case cover that's covering this. Just take that black thing off, and then you'll see the shift control modular right there. You can see the same one right here. Check it out. Yep. Might have to have them clean this new one, but this one says it was in working condition, so hopefully Land Rover will be able to confirm that. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the battery back right now. I'm not gonna put the new one on yet because I don't know if I'll be able to take it off the trailer with the new one. So I'll do that there at Range Rover, but at least I know how easy it is to get to, and we're all set up. So we're loaded up, and first thing tomorrow morning we out. Inshallah, we headed out to Livermore. So yeah, let's try to get this fixed, guys. Bismillah. Alright guys, it is the next morning and we are on our way to Livermore, California, to the Land Rover dealership there. Unfortunately, we don't have one local, so I have to drive an hour to get this thing programmed. But as you can see, it's there. It's on the back of the trailer. Got it loaded up, as you've seen in the video. And now we are going to be arriving at Land Rover here. Fast forward an hour so you guys don't have to wait. And alright guys, we have arrived at our destination here in Livermore. That was a nice, easy drive. Easier than I thought, you know. This big old heavy chunk of metal back there. Almost 6,000 pounds. Check it out. Got the 2006 Chevy 2500 towing it. Some nice Range Rovers in there. I'm gonna park right here, unload her, get checked into the service area, and let's get this going, guys. Alright, so we just checked her in. They just took it to the back. I drove it off the trailer and parked it right here. And I installed the shift control module because I asked them, you know, I didn't know if I install it, if the car's gonna even run. So I said, should I install it or should you guys install it? It's literally 5 minutes. He's like, well, we just brought it for the program, so the programming is $275, but if we install it, it's $1,300. So what the heck? It literally takes no more than 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, to unplug and plug in the new one, put the battery back, and you're good to go. He's like, yeah, unfortunately it's $1,375. What the? No, I'll do it myself. I said, but if I install it, I don't know if it's gonna run or not. So he's like, well, if it doesn't run, we'll use a car dolly and we'll bring it in. So I said, okay, sounds good to me. I'll save that money. So I installed it, and sure enough, it ran. I don't know how that works. If it's just, you know, in first gear and it's not gonna shift because it's a shift control modular. I don't know, so whatever. I left it there, checked it in. So we're gonna head back to Modesto and we'll come back, I guess, when they give us a call, see what they say. They also did tell me, I'm not sure if the guy knows or not, but he's like, our systems don't go back that far. So, well, why you tell me on the phone? Plus, I don't know how true that is because everywhere I see people getting it reprogrammed. So I don't see why they shouldn't be able to do it. This is the dealer, they should have all the technology. But I guess we'll find out, guys. Stick around and let's see what happens. Back to Modesto now. Alright guys, so we're heading back to Modesto. As you can see, I got the Range Rover back on the trailer. Today is Tuesday, so we dropped it off Monday. Supposedly the guy was gonna call me back same day, but I wasn't in a rush. I told him, you don't have to rush. Just, you know, I have the trailer. I got to go back to Modesto. I'm not gonna wait around anyways. So, you know, call me within the week, and I'll pick it up when it's done. So he calls me today and tells me, all right, good news. The software went in. It was able to be downloaded. Supposedly, like yesterday evening-ish, towards like 4:30 or 5-ish. He's like, the software is not going in. We have to try it again, but it's better if we do it in the morning because it's faster and more chance of it going in, which I don't understand why the time of the day would matter if the software is going to go in or not. So right then and there, in my mind, I'm like, these guys don't sound right. Like, it doesn't sound like they know what they're doing, or I don't know if they're just, you know, lying or whatever. But, you know, what it is. So anyways, he calls me today. Again, like I said, I mentioned, he said that the software went in. I'm like, okay, cool. He's He's like, but give us about an hour to button things up and put things back together, which there's nothing really for him to put back together since I'm the one that installed it, because they didn't want to install it because it was a $1,300 charge if they installed it. And it was literally only took me 5 minutes right behind the battery, as you guys seen. So anyways, an hour goes by, he calls me, he's like, okay, your vehicle's done. But unfortunately it's still doing what it was doing the previous time. I was like, what? Okay, you know what it is what it is. At least, like I said, I can still drive it. If it's still going to limp mode in third gear, big deal. You know, my wife can drive it in and around town. But no, that was not the case. When I showed up and attempted to put the car, after I paid, and attempted to put the car back onto the trailer, it didn't even have power to get up onto the trailer. I had to go at a rolling start, which was kind of dangerous, but that's what I had to do to get it back onto the trailer in reverse too, so even harder. So then I looked and I'm like, well, the car was on low mode, which the car was never on low mode, which is like, you know, rock climbing mode or whatever if you're stuck in the dirt or something. And then low mode, which kind of gives it, you know, I think like 4x4 or something like that. So anyways, I went back off into the service center. I told them, hey man, you guys, you know, my car was not stuck in low mode. Now it's in low mode. I can't even, you know, get it up on the trailer. It was no power. Well, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, you know, that's what we did. All we did was reprogram the box like you said, and this and that, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I went back to my car. I was mad, but I went back to my car. I took the Range Rover off the trailer and I took it for a test drive just to see if maybe, you know, if it was just saying low mode, but it was normal, you know, but that was not the case. It would not even shift from first to second no more. It would stay at first and at a couple, like 3,000 RPMs after it wanted to shift, but it couldn't shift for some reason. Probably because the case or the module wasn't even programmed. It was like it was just installed. It wouldn't even shift from first to second, and everything was glitching out. Even my radio, the screen, the lights on the dash, everything was just glitching, but it was still staying in first until you let go off the gas, and then all the lights would be normal, but it would still be in first gear, which obviously you cannot drive it just in first gear. So I go back and I parked it back under the service center, and I told him, I said, look man, I'm not taking my car like this. You guys made it worse. And he went, I was like, can you show me some proof that you supposedly programmed it? Because right now it doesn't look like it's been programmed. You know, it's running worse than my other one. And then he's like, well, unfortunately, you know, you didn't have this diagnostic, but here's, you know, they gave me a big old list, $8,000 worth of work that they recommend, but they don't want to fix the work that I brought it in the first place to do. So I said, show me some kind of records or software that you put into my car and how you did it. Is there like a, you know, can you like pull up something that says, hey, I did this, and this, or show me records at least or something. He was, okay, let me go talk to my technician. He went, 5 minutes, came back. Oh, unfortunately, we don't have any records to show. There's no way of us even showing what we did, blah, blah, blah. I said, how is that possible, man? You know? Then he brought the technician out. I don't know if it was a technician that worked on my car, but it was another guy. And he's just like giving me the runaround. Oh, how do you know it was the module? How do you know it's this? How do you know it's that? I said, okay, well, if it wasn't the module, it shouldn't make the problem worse. That's like if I think my starter's going bad, but I put a brand new starter, it's not going to make the problem worse. It's just going to keep the original problem, and, you know, it's not going to fix it, but it's not going to make it worse, you know? And he's like, well, in some cases it could, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like the human body. If you try to fix one thing and then it's not, you know, just give me the runaround. So I told him, I said, look, if I install my old one back in, do I have to have it reprogrammed? Yes, you do. You have to have it reprogrammed. It's $275, and you have to leave it because we're gonna close. It's 4 o'clock. My technicians leave at 4:30. So I said, okay, well, so I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna reinstall my old one back in. And if it works, what does that mean? That means that you guys didn't even reprogram the new one, because the old one wouldn't work anymore, like you're saying. well, yeah, well, I mean, it could work. Then he started saying it could work and that the module didn't take the software. But I said, you guys told me that the module took the software. So where's your proof that the module took the software? It should work. It should at least shift first, second, and third like it used to. If, you know, not make it worse and not shift from first to second. And then so I go outside and I install the new one. Less than 5 minutes, turn the car on, boom, the car is back to normal again, how it was when I brought it. I was able to drive, shifted first, second, and third. So it's like I said, they didn't even touch or reprogram the new module that I brought in for some odd reason. I don't know if, I even told him, I said, how do you know your technicians are lying to you? You know, I'm not blaming it on you, you're just a service guy, but how do you know the technicians are not lying to you that they did do it and they really didn't? Or they just didn't want to do it, or just some weird reason they didn't want to work on my 07 Range Rover. I don't know, guys. So moral of the story, end of the story, I just left. I loaded up my trailer, I left. Nothing I could do, in my opinion. I did leave them a review, 1 star on Yelp and Google. So I still don't know, guys, if this module is the problem with these symptoms. There's only one other place in Modesto that I know said will do it. I don't know, guys. So this is to be continued. We're still having the same symptoms. At least it's driving though. It's not stuck in low mode and it's not glitching out. In my opinion, I think it's doing that because I installed the new one and they never reprogrammed it. So that's the dealer for you guys. That's Land Rover Jaguar in Livermore, guys, California. I recommend you guys do not take your cars there. Just try to find another reputable or transparent shop. And yeah, guys, to be continued. We still have the same issues on the 2007 Range Rover Sport HSE. Hopefully we get it fixed soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry to blabber on. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, do so. Comment down below if you guys are having issues with your 2007 Range Rover Sport, or if you guys found the issue for the symptoms that's going on with my Range Rover, guys. Thanks again, and until next time, guys. Thanks.